Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Angela in Style. If you haven't been here before, and you just showing up to see my video, welcome aboard. Thank you so much for stopping by. Appreciate that. And the subscribers that I still have, absolutely appreciate you all. So I'm up. It's around 5 in the morning. I'm on my couch. I normally work like overnights. So me being up like this, even though I didn't have to work, um, I don't go until like later on the night. This is kind of like a normal thing for me now. It's been normalized at this point. But there's some things that's been on my mind that I actually want to touch on. Um, I noticed that a lot of people have a lot of fear about things that's going on in the media, especially when it comes down to um, the new sitting president. Um, and I did want to talk on that, and I want to expound on my thoughts on that. A lot of different things that's changing in our lives because of that. But there's a lot of people that I hear that's doing a lot of griping about different changes and all those things that seem to be happening now. A lot of this griping I'm hearing from people that say that they are Christians, okay? Um, that they believe in God, that they believe in the power of God's word, that they believe that they are true believers. And not to say that because you believe in God that you won't have fear, that you won't experience fear or feeling um, having certain feelings about certain things that's happening or changing around you in the world and in your life. Because you're still human, so you're going to have human um, emotions that's going to happen. And that's totally understandable. But I come to the Christians and the believers. I know fear does exist. I know we have it because I get afraid as well. I have anxiety as well. But I will tell you one thing about this whole thing when it comes down to me. Something I had to learn, that I see snippets and clips and I hear certain things because people are talking about things that's going on, especially in the presidential situation and in politics and in the White House and all those things, different rules, regulation, policies, and all that type of thing. I only hear and see snippets of those things in cross conversations. But I seriously, seriously, seriously do not focus on it. And why I don't focus on it? Because I don't like to have there's a lot of propaganda that repeats on social media and in the news and in the um, magazines and newspapers and all those things. Propaganda is not good. It's like a recycling of reinforcing different rhetoric, different comments, different conversations, different things that are happening. It's reinforcing a lot of different things, and a lot of it's not positive. And I choose not to envelop, absorb, take in, um, have those things inching and absorbing in my pores and in my being, in my soul, my mind, my spirit. I choose not to focus heavily on those things. That's the reason why I only have snippets of it that actually, I don't want those things to engulf me. So those little snippets, I hear things, but I'm not ingesting them. Some people are eating these things up, biting them in big bites, and they're eating it up and they are seriously swallowing them down. Some of them not even swallowing these things, they're taking them down whole. They are actually going down a rabbit hole of the propaganda and the different things that's happening um, in social media, in the news, all those things. I just choose not to focus heavily on it because I am someone that rather focus on what God does, focus on what His power is, focus on His deliverance. Even the man that sits in office, God has a hand on him. Some people saying it's hard out here and this is happening and that's happening and stuff. And of course, your human side of yourself is going to worry. I worry about certain things as well. I'm not worried about that per se. That I'm not worried about. The reason why I don't worry about it, because I know that God has the last say and He is in control of all of this. He is in control of your destiny, my destiny. A man don't control my destiny. God does. So whatever it is that God has for me, can't no man take from me. That's why I'm not worried about that stuff. I'm not worried about those things. Um, and look at it this way, and I could look at it and spin it another way too. A lot of these, there's a lot of people that say that, oh, we not making a lot of money. There's a lot of things are price hikes and all these type of things and stuff, and they're looking for the government to help and take care of those things. The government is not supposed to be taking care of you that way. They're not going to help you out that way. Um, it's only so much that these different funds and things like that will come, or subsidies from the government, or whatever it is that you're looking for might come here and there, or whatever. But I say that to say this. Sometimes things are allowed to happen to shake people's core, to shake you up to be where you need to be. Okay? Sometimes we have to be faced with some hard, real life situations to get ourselves in gear, get off our keister, and get moving and doing what God, our purpose is. You can look at it that way. That God might be shaking you up and shaking people out so they can actually perform at the level that He has blessed them to be at. Okay? So God could have a lot of things happening right now that let you understand there's some things that that's allowed to happen to shake you up to your core to be where you need to be in life, to do the things what His purpose is for you. A lot of us are sitting on what our purposes are. A lot of us are sitting on those things, and one thing we will never get back is time. Once it's wasted, it's gone. So we're not going to get time back. Instead of spending the time to complain, all us believers and Christians or Jewish people, Jewish people of Jewish faith, um, Christian, agnostic, whatever, Catholic, whatever your faith is, you're praying, you say you're a believer, then that's where your power is going to come from. Unity in prayer. Instead of complaining is not going to change a doggone thing. It would never do that. But that united prayer, when there's prayer in unison and unity, and we come together and pray, there's a lot of things that will change in your favor. This is not the time to complain. If you're so bent out of shape with certain things and how things are being handled, pray about it. And it need to be more than one person. This is the United States. It's millions of people here. And there's a lot of people, I don't know what the numbers are because I haven't researched it, but there's a lot of believers, Christian believers or people of faith, that's out here. A whole lot of things will change if you actually hone into into prayer, or hone into your faith and lean unto your faith. Complaining will never change it. You have to be prayerful and faithful about praying for things to change or to be better or even level up in your own situation. As far as really honing into your purpose, this might be shaking you out into your purpose at this time in your life, because there's a lot of waste time, and I'm somebody that's a true testament of that. Something I'm praying against right now and that I'm going to work on heavily is procrastination. There's things that I will do and get into and take care of with no problem. Then there's other areas where I really drag my feet. And to get me to push to motivate me, sometimes it takes me a little more to get geared up to get there. But for you believers out there, you need to pray. Pray about things. Pray about your own situation. And pray for the man. Instead of, also, this is another thing. Instead of throwing all the negativity towards this man that's in office, that's not what he needs. He needs prayer. And don't throw the negativity at him, because all the things that a lot of Christian people or people of faith say about this man, you know different than he is if you're going to have negativity thrown in his direction. How are you any different? Because that's mean-spirited to do those things. It is. You still need to deal with that person, that man, I should say. That man that's in office, that person in office, the president that's in office, you need to deal with him with prayer. And he needs all the positive prayer going in his direction at this point. Then complaining and throwing negativity towards him. Because seriously, you really know different than he is if you're going to throw stone for stone. How are you any different? How are you any better? So a lot of times we got to check ourselves. How we react is how God is really looking at how we react to things that's happening to us or in the world, around us in the world, that could affect us. He is looking carefully to see how we handle those things. How his children are handling these things. Are we going to handle it the way God have showed us how to handle things, or are we going to take matters in our own hands? And every time we take things in our own hands, it usually craps up. And it's a whole lot of crap that comes along when we try to do it on our own ourselves. We didn't put ourselves here, and we definitely need help from the one who had put us here. So you need to think about and check yourself in your own viewpoint, how your journaling, journeying. Boy, I'm getting this all twisted, but it's 5 a.m. Okay, so give me grace and space, okay? How you are proceeding to the next phase of what's going on. What are you doing about it? Are you going to be faith-based and prayer-based? regarding this? Are you going to get on your knees and your face to prayer? Are you going to raise your hands and praise and thank God for another day? Are you going to be grateful for something instead of complaining for something, about something or somebody? He's looking at how we're handling ourselves. Even though the world might be changing, we are in the world, remember that, but we're not of the world. So that means we got to do things a lot differently how we have been as faith-based people. We have to do things a lot differently than what people of the world believes and how they feel choose to handle things. It's way too many of faith-based people in the world for it to be all this confusion and all this negativity and all of these sound bites of nonsense that's going on. That's not going to change anything. Like I said, it boils down to checking yourself, being prayed up, pray for the man that's in office and anybody else that's in the office. Pray for all of them and deal with this with faith, prayer, and also love. Love is another thing. When you're praying, love is involved in all of that. You having faith, love is involved in all of that. So you definitely have to have that mindset of love. God says something about you love your enemies. You love them. And if you feel like this person is your enemy, I don't feel like nobody's my enemy right now. You know, I don't feel like there's an enemy out there because God has created everybody that's walking on this earth, including the man that's in office. So you're going to have to deal with this situation with love in mind. And be wholehearted about praying, having faith, because God have redeeming powers. Redeeming powers. And he can definitely change anything. You just have to believe it. Believe in yourself enough to believe that he is still here with us. He hasn't went anywhere. He has not strayed away from us. We usually stray from him. He haven't left us or forsaken us. And remember that. So that's what I wanted to share with you. And I know a lot of things that I'm saying on here is not for it's not the most popular belief for some, but for others it is. But I just wanted to really do a checkup on the faith-based believers out here and let you know and just remind you this is the way that we need to handle things and not how the world chooses to. Just remember that. So those were my thoughts today. I wanted to share those things with you. Um, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Drop a comment below. Please be very respectful about the comments that you drop. And if you have negative comments and stuff like that, I know how to deal with that too. So I'm just letting you know. And also be respectful. If there's a chatter in the comments and it might not be something that you agree with, that's perfectly fine. Everybody have their own opinion. But again, this is a channel of positivity. I don't want anybody to be feeling bad or anything like that. And that's not something that I'm going to I'm not going to allow those things for people to feel bad because you might not agree with it. So it's not something that I want for people or myself. So you can have your comments and things like that. If they're negative, that's fine. I know how to deal with those, like I said. So again, like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for coming on. Let's chat it up, talk about this, come together in prayer. All right. Thank you, and have a good night. Well, it's nighttime for me, even though it's 5 in the morning. Okay. Um, Bye.